Welcome everybody. Today we're going to create a ghost themed tutu dress on an elastic base. We're also going to be doing a couple other tutorials with the ghost theme in mind. We're going to make some hair accessories, and then we're going to show you a cute, quick way, an inexpensive way to turn lollipops from normal lollipops to spectacular ghost lollipops for your trick-or-treaters. Alright, I'm going to quickly go over the cut that we're going to use. I don't know about you, but when I was little, I remember making my ghost like an oval sort of at the top, and then making like little triangles at the bottom. So what we're going to do for our bottom part of our ghost dress is we're going to take our tool that we've cut. I'm going to put two pieces together. I'm sorry if you can't see it too well. It is white, obviously, to make the ghost theme, but it's not showing up as well as I'd like it to. So take your two pieces together. Now you can fold it in half like you're about to do the slip knot method, or you can leave it long and just take the ends, okay, and fold it long ways. Okay. And make sure the area that you're going to cut, we're going to cut this and make the diamond shape, is together as closely as possible. Alright? So you can use your scissors or your rotary cutter. And you're just going to cut at an angle. Now what makes the whole difference from an angled pixie cut is simply the long ways that you're folding it. Now, hopefully you can see, I know I can't on this, let's see if you can see it on here. Right, makes the tips really nice and sharp, and it has that diamond effect, and so it's going to look really neat. Let me show you on a piece of paper. Hopefully you can see it better this way. I'm so sorry. White is tricky. Alright, so all you're doing is, I'm going to make this thicker so you can see it better, is you're cutting it at an angle, but instead of it being a pixie cut, what you're doing is you're making it a diamond cut because you're cutting it long way. You're folding it long ways and then cutting it at an angle. Okay. I'm using my fancy calligraphy pens for this. Whoops. Okay. So this is what it is. This is how it's going to look after you've cut it. And I apologize again that this white is not showing up. So it's right here. And it'll be like this. Here's the tool. Okay. And this is how it'll be laying down, and then you've got, you know, the rest of it, which is the ghost that we're making. But this is the biggest thing right here, is you're cutting it at an angle. And you can just do the pixie cut if you want instead, or you can actually even make it spookier and cut it with your hands, making it the torn effect. Just depends on what type of ghost that you're doing. We're trying to do a friendly one. Now, I will tell you this real quick. Because we're doing a whole ghost theme set of tutorials, we are going to be giving away this ghost dress that we're making in tutorial, and the hair accessories that go with it, and a lollipop. That's going to be spectacular. So stay tuned for the end of the video and we'll give you all the details. Okay, so again, we're just doing the pixie cut, but what's changing it to the diamond effect is folding it long ways. Okay, that's what makes the whole difference. Show you one more time, and this time I'll show you with it folded in half. It makes it a lot faster if your tool cooperates. Okay, now I'm going to fold it long ways, bringing it together as close as I can. I take my scissors. If you don't have a rotary cutter, that's okay. We're going to use scissors this time so you can see how easy it is. Alright? And then just cut at an angle. Now I've got the top and bottom already ready to go. And that's what it looks like. Again, sorry that it's not showing up that well. Alright, so I'm going to get the rest of this cut, because our biggest thing is going to be creating this into a ghost theme. So I'll get the rest of this cut, and we'll start placement and then do the embellishment to make it a ghost. So we're going to take our tulle pieces. We're going to put 3 to 4 pieces together. Okay. Now, if you're going to wear this as a costume, obviously you might want to wear something underneath, especially if you're going to be trick-or-treating. We're going to use 3 pieces of tulle. And I'm going to stagger it just a little bit. I'm going to fold it in half. Make sure that it's staggered just a bit. And now I'm going to squish this top part as much as I can. Now, it's not as necessary when you are doing this on an elastic band because you're not having to put it through a crocheted hole, which is small, but it still makes it easier and cleaner when you're finished. Alright, so we're going to pull the elastic away, widen the folded area, bring the tails through. Now I'm going to leave it just like that, and I'm going to show you why. Now this is going to be a dress, so it'll be higher up. So again, I'm taking 3 pieces of tulle, putting them together as close as possible. Now if you're making this for an adult, I do a minimum of 4 pieces. The more you can do, the better, so it's thicker. Because remember, tulle is lightweight as it is, and white is really see-through. So the more you can do with it not looking bulky and ugly at the top, the easier it will be to give more coverage. Let's do the slip knot method one more time, and I'm going to give you a couple of tips and tricks that I learned along the way. For those of you that have been so kind to watch some of our other tutorials, this will just be a refresher for you. Doing the slip knot method, we're taking 3 pieces of tulle, so that's 3 layers. We're folding it in half to do that slip knot method, and I'm doing the staggered effect, so I'm going to raise one set of tails up about 1 to 2 inches higher than the other tails. Now squish that folded area up as much as you can, makes it easier to work with. Now put it underneath your elastic, bring it up some, use your fingers, widen it so that you can put the tails through easily. Now gently tug down. Use your finger as a guide so that you don't make that elastic fold over on you. Now another thing that you can use is a stick-like implement, like a dowel or a pen or pencil that's not sharpened. And what this does, we're using dowels that I put together with some ribbon so it's easier for me to grab hold of. What I've done is I've added tape where I'm going to tighten it, just because this is made of wood. This is something you don't have to do, but it's food for thought if you're going to use these continuously. You don't want any slivers of wood to get on your tool and possibly, scratch somebody that's wearing it. Okay, so take your dowel and tug down some more on that tool, making it a real nice and clean knot. And what this allows for is just a little bit of movability. It's tight, but not too tight, and it doesn't cause any problems with the elastic. For example, it doesn't make it fold over. It also doesn't bunch up your tool knot. Alright, so we did that, and now another thing that I learned to do is when I'm creating one size tutu, I try to put it on a little bit larger mannequin, and I do that so I can make sure that I put the most amount of tulle possible, because once in a while you see those little gaps after it's been placed on someone, and we don't want that to happen. So when you're putting it over your hips or you're putting it from your shoulders down to go along the chest area, you don't have to worry about big gaps. Okay, now if you find that you've put your tutu dress on and it's got a few little areas that have a little bit of a gap, and you've already done everything to the top where that elastic is with, say, satin ribbon, don't panic, it's okay. Remember, tulle fluffs up very well, so just kind of pull those pieces apart a little bit at the top or wherever you see the gap, and then fluff it out a little, and it'll cover that for you. Well, I've added some satin ribbon in white to finish off the elastic base of the tutu dress, and it looks great. So now it's time to create that ghost effect with the face. I've got some Smart Fab fabric. It's supposed to be like felt, but I'm going to tell you right now, guys, it is very, very thin. I am having to use several pieces. It says it's for decorations, it's for crafts, for projects, but to be honest with you, I'm glad it's recyclable, but I'm having to put 3 pieces on top of each other to create the ghost face and know that it'll last. You'll need your utility scissors or craft scissors. Just make sure that they're sharp enough to cut through whether you're working with fabric or felt to create the face. Some bar back pins, and if you have any leftover ribbon lying around or some of your leftover felt, you can put that to the side because you may need to use it, and your hot glue gun. Okay, I'm taking this, I believe it's 8 by 11 inch sheets, and that's really not significant, but I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half, and I'm going to make the eyes, and I'm kind of making them oval, as you can see, and I'm trying to be real careful because I've got layers since this is so thin. Now once each eye is created, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of hot glue around the inside of the eyes that I've created, and I'm going to let that dry for a moment. Now to create the mouth, I am folding it in half just to make it easier to work with, and I'm cutting it in a big, either round or oval shape, your choice. And I'm going to do the same thing with my hot glue gun. I'm going to go ahead and go around the edges of my pieces of felt or smart fabric, and I'm going to make sure that they stay together. Put that aside. Now for these bar back pins, this is what's so cool. If you use these to create the face, you can keep that tutu in pristine condition. And not only do you have a costume, but you have a beautiful white tutu dress that you can wear for a different occasion. Alright, so for the bar back pins, you can get these at Paper Mart, I believe Hobby Lobby, or any one of your local craft stores, Amazon. They have them pretty reasonable. Take your hot glue gun, run a line of glue across it at the top on that bar area. What will make it easier for you is make sure that you unclasp the needle part of the pin, okay? And it'll make it easier for you to press down firmly on each embellishment, each eye and then the mouth. Take your glue gun again, making sure that when you're putting that glue on the bar that you try to flatten it out just a bit. It'll make it less clumpy and easier to work with. Now just flip it over, place it on the eye, press firmly. Now I will say this, with the bar back pins, each one of them has 2 little holes, so be careful and don't burn yourself. Okay, kind of put that to the side, do the next embellishment, and then for the mouth, you can choose to do just 1 bar back pin, or depending on how big the mouth is, you may want to go ahead and put an additional pin, just to make sure that it doesn't flop over on you or tear or look a little quirky to you. But again, that's optional. Now that it's dry, I'm going to take some leftover felt or smart fabric, or if you've got some leftover ribbon or some felt circles, you can use this in place of the felt that I'm using. Alright, I'm going to run a line of glue, and I'm going to make sure that it's going to go long ways, and it just adds a little extra security for that bar back pin to stay secure on each embellishment. And that's optional. You know, if you've got young ones and they're going out trick-or-treating and they're going to be running around, or they're going to a festival or anything like that, you know, you might want that added security, a little extra hot glue, an extra layer of fabric that's going to make sure that that bar back pin stays where it's supposed to be. And that's all there is to it. Now, the cool thing too is when you use these pins, instead of just gluing your felt circles or your fabric circles, or if you're using foam, directly to the tutu dress, what ends up happening is, if you don't like where it's placed, that's just too dadgum bad, because now you have glue all over it and it's very hard to get rid of. Okay, this way you can play with the face, You can put it higher up, you can put it lower, you can put the eyes more, spread out more. There's so much that you can do with this, and you're not stuck to it. You don't have to stay with that one look. Now, for the details for the giveaway, what we're going to be doing is, like I said earlier on, we're going to be giving away this tutu dress in ghost theme, some hair accessories to go along with it in the ghost theme, and then we're going to send along a lollipop that's in the ghost theme as well. So you see the pattern. All you have to do is go to our Facebook page, Naomi Inspired. You can type in Naomi Inspired, one word, and you'll find it on Facebook quite easily. Type in Halloween 2016. We ask that you do this by October 15th, and we'll do a quick video on October 16th to announce the winners and make sure that these get to you in time for the festivities on Halloween. We thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. It has truly been an honor and a pleasure to share things with you that are enjoyable and a learning process and a journey for us as well. From my family to yours, have a blessed day. And don't forget, anything you create is going to be fantastic. Why? Because you took the time to create it. Don't forget to visit our Facebook page, Naomi Inspired, for a chance to win a ghost-themed ensemble.